Hey, and welcome to another podcast, Valley Sunday. I am one of your hosts, Chris Paco.
And I'm your other host, Jeff Cameron.
How's it going, Jeff?
Really A-okay. How about you, Paco?
Not bad at all. I'm stoked that now all these songs are all like, I'm stoked to hear all of them. Not that I was bummed about other ones, but now it's always like, oh, good. Like, we're just getting into the rippers. And we're at number 69, like, and we're already into the awesome songs.
But yeah, it's good. We're going to get used to saying, I like this song from here on out, I think.
Yeah, every song will be like, this should be higher. Like, when we get to like song 2, like, you know what?
We're just out of room.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. We're just squishing them in. So without further ado, let's get to this. So at everybody's favorite number 69, we've got As We Go Along.
Why think about who's gonna win out? We'll make up our story as we go along.
See, for me, As We Go Along, this was a song that I really didn't like at all when I was younger. Like it was too slow. Actually, I'm not even sure. It was just too slow, something. It just wasn't for me at the time. But now I don't know what I was thinking, and I don't know what changed it. I just remember one time listening to it and being like, "Oh my God, this song is fantastic."
Yes, it is. It's kind of an odd fit with the rest of the Head soundtrack. These raging psychedelic numbers, and it's really just totally shifts gears, kind of like it does in the movie, where it's the snow and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's used at a perfect time. When you see the visuals with it in the movie Head, it fits perfectly. The visuals and the audio fit together so well, and it's fantastic. And it was actually in the trailer for the movie Lady Bird, but wasn't in the movie.
See, that's just very strange.
Man, I remember when I saw it and I heard it, I was like, oh my God, there's As We Go Along. It's going to be in this major, awesome movie. And I saw the movie and I kept waiting for it. Like, oh, it's going to come at this point. Here we go. And it just did not show up. I don't know. Maybe someone was like, nope, you can't be here.
Did you think it was a Head sequel?
Yeah, I did. At first, I was like, oh shit, here we go. Finally.
Was there a big, tall Victor Mature in the trailer as well?
I was like, somebody finally read my spec script and put it into gear.
Tremendous. And this one's written by Carole King and Tony Stern, instead of her usual writing partner, Jerry Goffin, as Tony with an I, Stern. I had to look it up. I just had King and Stern. Wasn't sure if it was Daniel Stern or Howard Stern.
I thought it was Howard Stern.
Or that guy who runs the NBA.
Yeah.
But turns out, Tony.
Interesting.
Yeah, but as we go along, pretty chill number, gets nice and loud. They played it when I seen them in 2011. They played almost everything except Circle Sky, I think. And because it was like a Head anniversary thing. And
yeah, I'm kicking myself for not going to that. I don't even know why I didn't.
And it's in 5/4 time for all you time signature aficionados out there. That's why it's kind of got that off-bound, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's got a different vibe because of that. One last thing about As We Go Along, it was the B-side to the Porpoise song.
Interesting. That is a great piece of vinyl right there.
Tremendous slice of vinyl right there.
Oh, man. If anybody has that, just give it to us, please. we want to own it.
If you're one of the couple dozen people.
Yeah, for real.
Who picked up the Porpoise song single. Man,
that's something either you'd have to spend a lot of money to get or like spend $1 to get because people just wouldn't know what they have.
There's a landfill outside of Burbank that has got a layer of Porpoise song singles.
It's in like the Arizona desert and it's buried with all the ET Atari cartridges.
Exactly.
Put them all together. And I think it should be higher.
There we go.
Which, oddly enough, brings us to number 68 on our countdown. A Davy Jones banger, Dream World.
Why don't you come out of your dream world? It's not
indeed. From the Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees
Opens
cassette
it up.
tape
Yeah.
that you acquired.
Yeah, that was the first time we heard it.
Yeah, and it was like, ooh, a different song, you know. It was very cool.
Yeah, and it's a perfect Davy Jones song. It's catchy, but has like just enough schmaltz to make Davy dance. And it gets the Birds, the Bees, the Monkees party started in a really great way.
Yeah, it's Jones and Pitt's number. And just going through all these songs, like Davey had a hand in writing a lot more of these than I had originally thought before we took this enormous deep dive into the music of the Monkees.
I agree. I had no idea he really wrote very much of anything. I knew he wrote some things, but I didn't realize how much he was in there doing it, mixing it up. And Dreamworld's a great example of that.
Yeah, absolutely right, Paco.
So that brings us now to number 67, Summer of Love, with Changes.
Seasons may change, we stay the same, we always stay the same.
Yes, indeed. The not quite title track to the album, Changes, eventually wound up on one of the missing links, I believe, right?
Yes. Yeah. And this song, it sounds like so many other songs that it just gets lost in the shuffle with me. And like, I cannot place it until I hear the opening. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the late classic era kind of bubblegum funk, kind of instrumentally a lot going on kind of thing that the Monkees were up to.
Yeah, it has very cool instrumentation. And the chorus gets all like peppy and upbeat.
Yeah.
Kind of comes from out of nowhere.
And when everything cuts, it just goes better. It's like so good.
Yeah.
Better.
And it kind of seems like it's about finally reaching puberty and like losing your mind over the birds. Like you don't know what to do with yourself.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I bet you that's what Davey was thinking too.
I think that's what Davy's always thinking.
All about the birds.
All about the birds and freaking out about them.
And this was one of our honorary slip-ins, I think, near the end of the original series, episode 54. I don't remember if it was mine or yours, though, but it's a good tune, and I certainly dig it.
Yeah, me too. Man, yeah, it should be higher.
Yeah, you're right. It should be higher. I like this song.
I should just make a sound bite of that so I don't have to keep saying it.
So here at number 66, it's more of an honorary inclusion. It is the trio of songs we've selected from the Dolenz, Jones, Boyce and Hart album from 1976.
A surprising album, whereas I thought it was just going to be, I don't know why I thought this, but I just thought it was going to be kind of garbage. And then when we listened to it, it was like, holy man, there's some really cool songs on this.
Yes, it was a fun thing to do because we had no familiarity with it besides a few of the pictures from the booklet that came with the Listen to the Band box set.
Yeah.
We didn't know any of the tunes that were on it. And once we got into the Zoom era here and we were able to sort of listen to stuff and react to it, this became something that kind of got on our radar. I'm like, we should check this out. We should finally do this. And so we listened to the whole thing together.
Yeah,
all of us, me, Paco, and you listeners. And we had some genuine reactions to these songs.
Yeah, it was great.
In both directions.
For sure. I remember the one thing I think we said was like, Davy looks like Teen Wolf mid-change. He just looks so old all of a sudden, but not old. He just looks weird.
We had a paragraph or two about the cover art alone.
Oh,
this is
man.
quite the thing. But we ultimately decided to include some of it because if they were able to get the rights to the name, this would have been a Monkees album.
True. That's actually true, yeah.
And like as far as like Pool It for the 80s and Justice for the 90s, this is kind of like what the Monkees were up to in the 70s.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of funny that they wouldn't let him do it. And if people would have been like, but it's only the two of them. It's like, well, so was the last album. Like it's just the two of them for real.
And what did they end up doing with the rights to the Monkee name? The New Monkees.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And it's bizarre to think. When we were setting up, I was thinking, only like a decade separates these two projects, and they could not be any more different.
Yeah.
Stylistically, how they sound, how it's packaged. Like, wow.
That's a good point. A lot happened in those 10 years.
So, the album itself contains some weird old comedy covers and some like proto Daft Punk robot voice stuff on side 2.
Yeah.
Don't know what's going on, but there is like 3 tunes in a row that are pretty strong, almost as strong as any other 3 songs in the Monkees catalog in a row. And like, he's really stuck with us. And the first one was You Didn't Feel That Way Last Night, and in brackets, Don't You Remember? Question mark.
You didn't feel that way last night, don't you remember? You didn't feel that way last night, don't you remember? Staying home alone tonight, looking in my mirror.
So this song for me is it was when we were listening to this record, and when it started, I was like, whoa, what is this? Like this, it was like from another album and a whole different group of people, essentially.
For real.
And it starts with that robot voice, and then it has, like we mentioned before, it has like a Steppin' Stone vibe to it, almost a rip-off vibe of Steppin' Stone.
If they had not come up with Steppin' Stone themselves, they would have got sued by the creators of Steppin' Stone.
It's true.
It's like, at the time I said it's a new paint job on Steppin' Stone.
And that's exactly what it is. But there's so many other like interesting noises and stuff going on in it. Like it's,
Yep.
I super, super wish this was the vibe of the whole album. Like they were not trying to be pop or anything. Let's just like do this weird pseudo proggy stuff. That was
For real.
just amazing. Man, did you know the Eric Davis project covered You Didn't Feel That Way Last Night?
What was this Eric Davis project?
I don't know. It fucking rips.
Oh my God, really?
It's insane. The guitar solo at the beginning is insane.
Yeah, and that was like a cool rockin' tune on this here project. We won't even get into the Sail On Sailor fake out that we endured.
What a psych. The only song I thought I knew what was coming, and it wasn't even the right song.
How about that? Unbelievable. Up next, we had Always Hurts the Most in the Morning. Which is a very Bee Gees-esque kind of thing. I don't know what's with these guys and the lengthy titles.
They're emo before emo.
For real. At least they mentioned the title in the song.
That's true.
It's nice. It's considerate.
Yeah.
But this was very much like very Bee Gees. They almost have like Bee Gee accents while they're singing it, with a hint of McCartney to it, like the walking bass line and stuff. And it's kind of a fun tune. It tells a little woe is me story, and it's catchy. It sticks with you.
Yeah. Out of the 3 songs, this one comes in third for me. Because it's just like more of a straightforward kind of tune. And again, has that identity crisis, which trying to sound like the Bee Gees a little bit. But
True.
It is a good song, and it is very catchy.
Mm-hmm. And like the rest of the album, whether we like the songs or not, it's well produced. Like everything sounds good.
Yeah.
It's well sung. Like, it's a good project, and it's more coherent because it's just the 4 of them behind. It's not like a mishmash like Changes was, or even like the later reunion projects.
Yeah.
Like, this is it's more focused than any other Monkees project like around this time.
Yeah, it hangs together really well. You can tell it's a coherent album.
Yeah. Then finally, our favorite song from the Dolenz Jones Boyce and Hart project.
Yes.
Look out. It's Moonfire.
Oh, moonfire, thunder, you should come tonight. And up on your mountain is a light. And up on your mountain is a moonfire. It's a
Moonfire knocked my socks off. Like, it was actually like after we listened to the album, we all packed up and everything. I went back and re-listened to Moonfire a couple times because I was just like, this song is killing it on all cylinders.
For real. I've listened to it. It's in the mid to high double digits now. And to find a tune that just is so much fun and that good. It was like how it must have been to see Hendrix for the first time or something, because it was just so radical, so cool, and just builds up out of nowhere, and it becomes this whole thing, and then there's the chorus, and then the crazy bridge part, and the high singing, and it's just wild.
Yeah, it's great. It's a really great tune. It's almost like if they just made this like an EP, it would have been such a solid EP. But yeah, the Moonfire, I can't say enough. If you've never heard these songs, go check them out. Even if it's just these three, just like go check them out, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, as we were.
Yeah, this is a good entry point for the Dolenz Jones Boyce and Hart project. You can find the whole thing online, just like everything else. And you could also find Live in Japan online.
Yep.
And we did episodes about both these things.
Yeah, and you can find our podcast about it also online if you just
Yeah,
want to.
where we talk about all these. This is years ago we did these things.
Yeah, if you're listening to them and you're like, you know what, I would prefer having someone talk over these. Come to the podcast, and that's exactly what we do.
It's how podcasting works most of the time.
Pretty much. So so that was our little dip into the Dolenz Jones Boyce and Hart era, which is all number 66. We just put it all as one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's our only non-Monkees thing in the countdown. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. Which then brings us to number 65. You Gotta Forget That Girl.
Forget that girl. She'll only bring you down again. Forget that girl. She'll only make you lonely. Stay away from her, my friend. Stay away from her.
So with Forget That Girl, the studio version is really good. It's a good song. Like it's great. But the live version is awesome, I think, anyway.
Forget that girl. Forget that girl. She'll only make you lonely. She's in love with him, my friend. She's in love with him.
For real.
The backup vocals are wicked. And they're rushed, kind of, but like in the best way of like a live band really feeling something.
Yeah.
And it falls right into Mr. Jones's wheelhouse as well. It's just perfect.
Absolutely. And I believe this features the guys on all the instruments. This is a early Headquarters era song, and it's the Randy Scouse Get B-side. And both this and Randy Scouse Get were sort of showing off the next era of the Monkees on the Live 67 album we love so much.
Yeah. It's almost like a sleeper song. Like you hear it like, oh, okay, I see. And you listen to it once, like, okay, that was fine. But you listen to it a couple more times, and all of a sudden you're like, man, that is a great tune.
Yeah, that's why I had to sneak a snippet of that bass line onto the Podcast Valley Sunday theme for season 2 there.
Yep. Because it's just that good.
It's a good one.
You want to put it in other songs.
Yeah, we pulled that back. Episode 21 of Podcast Valley Sunday.
Oof, so young then. We're so young.
Yeah, for real.
So that'll bring us now to number 64. I think this is a cult favorite here. Oh My My.
My, I could love you forever. Oh my, I only wish that I could. Oh my, I could love you forever. Oh
this has like, it's a rad little number that has a darker vibe to it without like being mommy and daddy-esque. Like it's not quite that dark, but Mickey's voice, fantastic, obviously. And that whiny, rickety guitar solo is just awesome.
Oh, it's true. It's really cool that this and I Love You Better were the almost like a double A side. I don't know if they actually chose one as the main thing, even though this one was, oh my, rocketed all the way up to number 98 on the Billboard charts.
Whew. There you go. Broke the triple digits at least, or broke into the double digits. Broke out of the triple digits.
It's true. It's true.
Man. But yeah, I like the song a lot. The chorus is wicked. Like when the band kind of kicks in.
Yeah.
The You Make My Heart Sing part.
You make my heart sing. You make my life worthwhile.
And this is a Jeff Barry and Andy Kim number. They're the writers of it. It would have been an Andy Kim number if they were allowed to make an Andy Kim album, but I guess they would only get the funding if they made it a Monkees album. So these all became Monkees songs.
Oh, interesting.
And I think there exists online like a sped up version featuring Dino Kovas from the new Monkees.
Oh, wow.
Lip syncing with this song.
Oh.
And so like, he was a Monkees fan if he knows not only the lyrics to Oh My, but can sing them or lip sync them sped up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
This guy did his homework.
Just to know that song exists goes a long way with Monkees fans, I think.
For real. The Monkees credibility.
Yes. Which this next song, I have a feeling if you know it, and this is the only song you heard, you might not think super highly of the Monkees and their deepness. But at number 63, we've got Gonna Buy Me a Dog.
I'm gonna buy me a dog.
You couldn't teach a dog to do that. You can only train elephants.
'Cause I need a friend now.
I need a friend now.
Now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy me a dog.
A dog here over Fido spot.
My girl, no love, no how. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hike!
It's just a bit of fun.
It is. Exactly. It's probably the first song that shows the Monkees' personalities. Like if you buy the record and the TV, you got the TV show and this and that, but you hear this song and you get Mickey and Davy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's not something I reach for when I want to like rock out or something, but it's a great snapshot of Mickey and Davy getting to know each other like, right at the very
Absolutely.
beginning. And that's kind of
Yes.
what makes it awesome.
And like it's a Boyce and Hart number, but there is no way that that Mickey and Davy knew that this was going to be the version that makes it onto the record. They're
100%.
obviously just like not even dress rehearsal. They're just going through it like first time ever and just goofing around.
Yeah,
and,
just trying to make each other laugh.
just genuine laughter throughout this little mini audio romp.
Yeah.
And it kind of sets the tone for what the Monkees were going to be all about.
It does. And it's almost like a snippet of the reality. You know what I mean? It's like a fly on the wall kind of thing. Like this would be something if the Monkees, if they had used like the regular version of them singing it and it being the normal thing. And then this was on like the double disc special edition vinyl and you heard this, you'd be like, oh man, this is crazy. But it's like, no, they put this on the album that sold millions of copies.
Imagine if there was a serious version, like, in the show when Mike was going around town trying to sell this song as his song.
Yeah, yeah.
There's like a dead serious Nesmith version of the song.
Yeah. I wonder, man.
Would not land the same.
No. And I wonder how the decision was made to use this version and like, did they have to like fight to get this on or like, I'd love to know the story behind that.
For real. And there's like, I don't know, Davey was a guest star on some TV show. I forget what TV show, but before he was on the Monkees, him and some kids are like jamming this song in somebody's kitchen on some like very, very, very early home recording equipment.
Oh, well, my girl just called me up and rolled me from my stick. You should have heard the things she said. She hurt my feelings deep. I'm gonna buy me a dog 'cause I need it for now.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. But on the show, our show, Podcast Valley Sunday. We pulled this episode 23 right after we pulled Your Auntie Griselda.
That's right. Yeah, the 1-2 funny song punch.
Yeah, definitely sort of two sides of the same coin once again.
Exactly. It's like when you want to woo a bird, you throw on Auntie Griselda or I'm gonna buy me a dog. That's how you know if she's gonna stick around or not. If you throw that on, you put on the fake fireplace and stuff, and then you put on Auntie Griselda. But anyway, that will now bring us to number 62, No Time.
What did you expect? No time. No time, no time. No time for you. No time, no time at all. I got no time, baby. Got lots of better things to do. No time, no time at all.
Ooh, a Mickey classic, No Time.
For real.
He quotes Bill Cosby in it, but he makes it sound like his own. And it's a hell of a banger, I think.
Yeah, man, it's wild, like a bluesy jam. It's like a Barbara Ann kind of thing. Mm-hmm. In the studio, everybody's wacky and crazy and laughing, like just jamming and trying to harmonize and do the thing and fluff notes here and there. And they credit it to their engineer Hank Sasalo because they can't really claim writing credit for the blues.
Yeah,
but. It was a nice tip for that guy because he probably made a few bucks off of that.
Hopefully, man. I feel like, man, if you throw this on at a party after everyone's like properly lubricated, it's going to be a barn burner, man. It's going to bring the house down. It's like one of those songs that makes me want to do the frug.
That's not the first time he said this. We got to make a frug edition of the Monkees for all Paco.
Yeah, I'll throw my back out.
Because no time feels like something they did a bunch of times, or they did like for 90 minutes in a row, like something that they just jammed out for a really, really long time. Like when we started our bands, and we would just jam for like hours and not even think about it.
Exactly.
Like it feels like that's what the Monkees were kind of getting up to, and they're feeling it out as a band.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's awesome. It's a great ripper. So now number 61, we're going to go to the Christmas town because we've got the House of Broken Gingerbread.
In the house of broken gingerbread, butterscotch and candy cigarettes, sugar snow on the flower bed. At the house of broken gingerbread.
I gotta say, this is my favorite song off the Christmas album. This one, it even if it had nothing to do with Christmas or anything, I'd be into this song 100%.
It is very cool, and it is a Schlesinger number, and it's just like you said, like one of the many strong, fun tunes on the Christmas Party record, and it's just musically cool. And yeah, sure, it's Christmas stuff, but it stands on its own as a good tune.
And it's so the Christmassy stuff, and the chorus is so awesome that you kind of might miss that it's about like a broken family at Christmas, like trying to cobble together a family Christmas out of a broken family.
Yeah.
And that's like the House of Broken Gingerbread. But it's so good. It opens up with the fa-la-las. And
yes.
Oh man. I remember I hadn't listened to the Christmas album since the previous Christmas when I first got it. And then when I had this going on and this song came on, I got it for Christmas that year. And so I didn't listen to it much because you don't listen to Christmas music after Christmas. So when I went back to it, I didn't know a lot of the songs. And when this one came on, it knocked my socks off.
No joke.
Yeah. Stoked. Great song.
Speaking of great Christmas songs, up next, it's Ryu Shiu.
Riu, riu, shiu, la guardaribera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Riu, riu, shiu, la guardaribera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera. Dios guardó el lobo de nuestra cordera.
Amazing, this song. Like, it's like I say, it's a gem of a song in the Monkees catalog. Like, their voices work so well together. It might even be the best example of their harmonization with each other. It's so great.
Yes, probably the best example of their singing on the show together.
Yep.
Just right there. I think I read somewhere it's overdubbed, and they overdubbed Davy's voice with somebody else, like Chip Douglas had to do Davy's part for some reason, which would really ruin it for me if that's true. But pretty sure the version we hear on like Missing Links Volume 2 and on like the exclusive version of Christmas Party you have to buy at a certain store. What the heck?
Yeah, that's weird.
That was upsetting because as soon as we heard there was a Monkees Christmas album coming out, oh, we're going to have Ryu Shiyu on a Monkees Christmas album. Oh, not really, unless we go to a particular store. That wasn't cool.
Yeah, freak that. I remember because I was saying, why isn't Ryu Shiyu on this album? Like on social media, and so many people were like, it is, you stupid idiot. What's your problem? And I'm like, no, it isn't. It is not on here.
What's your problem?
Yeah, everyone's just like getting on. It's like, yo, it's not on my record, I swear. Then someone steps in, oh, you had to buy it at this place to get it. And I'm like, yeah, see there, stupids? You're stupid.
Jeez. Just another scrap among Monkees fans about a Christmas song.
Exactly. But I remember when I got Missing Links Volume 2 and this was on it, I listened to this song a zillion times. I could not get over it. It was so great.
For sure. Like, it would take turns. This a zillion times. Fuzzbox Valerie a zillion times. Oof. Like,
yeah.
Some of the songs, especially the ones we could not get anywhere else except on the show or whatever, it was magic having those available.
Yeah, Missing Links Volume 2 was the best of the Missing Links. Like it had the live Circle Sky on it.
Oof.
And it was just like, what is this? This is amazing.
Tremendous. This should be higher. I like this song.
I agree. This should be higher. So here we are, number 59, breaking into the 50s. We've got definitely one of the most well-known Monkee songs of all time. And
y'all might have heard of this one.
Yeah. Daydream Believer.
Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean. Oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer?
I bet probably almost everybody who's listening to this can't believe we have Daydream Believer at number 58 on this countdown.
Yeah.
But
well, if they know anything about us, they won't be that surprised.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel if somebody just looks at this, if we just said, here's our list, and just Monkees fans were picking it up, they'd be like, what the heck? Or probably Monkees casual fans would wonder what the heck. but like, I've got to say, you hear the song so much. What else can we really say about it? Like, it's obviously an amazing tune. It's, a classic, like an actual literal classic in rock and roll.
Yes.
And for me, what it took on a whole new meaning to me when we went and saw the Mike and Mickey show, and they played it as a tribute to Davy, and the whole crowd was singing it as a tribute to Davy. And I just like got all misty, and ever since then, that's what I think of when I think of this song. So it's kind of brought it back into my life in a positive way.
Okay, but when we saw it, like, Mickey sang it, right?
Yes.
Okay, because when I saw it, I saw Peter and Mickey when they came here to Windsor at the casino, and Davy sang it.
Oh,
they
really?
played along with Davy's vocal track. It was shortly after he passed away.
Ooh.
It was their first tour without him, and
yeah.
it was like they played along with Davy, and it was like not a dry eye in the house, folks.
Ooh, no doubt.
Yeah,
I remember at one point they just let the audience sing the chorus a few times, and it was just like, okay, I'm weeping like a damsel.
But you know what? They probably did that all the time, even when Davy was there.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I wouldn't be crying.
No, less crying. But yeah, it was released as a single, went to number 1. Pretty sure it was their last number 1. And is also on Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees, but they had recorded it during the Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones sessions. Made a conscious decision to keep it in their pocket for the next record.
Smart.
They knew it was a strong tune, but how strong does Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones gets if it's got Daydream Believer on it? It's an all-timer,
Man,
a two-sider, if you will.
Juggernaut. It would just been a juggernaut.
Yes.
Awesome tunes.
And so because they recorded it during Peck and Jay, it's them playing it. I think Fast Eddie Ho is on the drums, but Peter's playing the keyboards, and it's the only Peter Tork on the Birds, Bees, and the Monkees is his keyboards on Daydream Believer, which was recorded for the last album. So you could tell Peter, who was already pretty marginalized, was really being sort of nudged out a little bit more. By that, he took over on the Head soundtrack, boy oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
But this was some scant Peter Tork, because he had some songs available, but maybe they weren't up to snuff. Maybe there was that alligator song. I don't know.
I miss him.
I miss him.
And of course, Daydream Believer is featured in the Rainbow Room.
Yeah.
With the Axl Rose walk and everything. And did you know the Rainbow Room became Harpo Studios in Chicago?
Really? I did not know that. Interesting. Yeah. So Oprah took it over.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
How about that?
Amazing. Which now brings us to number 58 with a bullet. I Wanna Be Free.
I wanna be free, like the bluebirds flying by me, like the waves out on the blue sea. If your love has to tie me, don't try me, say goodbye.
Woo! All right, the slow version, it's the one people know, I guess. I find it kind of meh in my own way, but the fast version is awesome.
I wanna be free, like the bluebirds flying by me, like the waves out on the blue sea. If your love has to tie me, don't try me, say goodbye.
And it comes from the pilot episode as well. So
yes,
it's with her in those goofy vests and the yellow shirts. And they have the old monkey mobile with the wooden doors.
Yes, and like they shot the pilot in those fur vests. I don't know if they were made from real monkey, but they wore those. But when they show you that. They have like performance footage, and Mike has a different guitar. He's got the white guitar, so they had to go find those suits again, put them back on, and like reshoot the music segments. I think for some reason.
Weird.
But yeah, this was on the first Monkees record. Kind of like, I think was it chronologically. I think it's the first Davy song we get to hear.
I think so.
Yeah, it's kind of an introductory thing. It's a Boyce and Hart number, and it was kind of Davy's first signature song.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because when they play it live on like the tour, the episode, and on the album, when he starts playing it, the place goes crazy.
Oh, yeah. And then so it does later on kind of get swept under the rug by Daydream Believer becoming the big Davy moment in every single Monkees show.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm happier about that than if this was like his signature song.
True. But we do like it one spot better here at Podcast
Which is weird,
Valley
yes,
Sunday.
again.
I think because of the strength of the different versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
And,
True.
a lot of Monkees song gets 2 versions. This one has like 3 at least. So, that counts for something around here.
It's true. And while we're going back to the very beginning, we may as well go back to the very, very beginning here at number 55.
All the way back.
All the way at number 56 with Last Train to Clarksville.
Take the last train to Clarksville and I'll meet you at the station. You can be here by 4:30 cause I've made your reservation. Don't be slow. No.
Oh, a Monkey song about trains. Who'd have thunk it?
And like, this is where it all started for real. This is like ground zero. People would probably say, oh no, the Monkees theme song, but like that wasn't the single. This was the single that came out before the show.
It was top of the charts before the show even came out.
Yeah. Like people, when they heard it, they thought it was a band called the Monkees. And you know, why wouldn't you?
The plan worked.
It really did. They already got their own show. They must be huge.
Wow.
It
really is a good tune. It's pretty deceptive because it's this pop number on a kid's show, and it's about going off to war.
Yep. Yeah. And it's
because Clarksville, Tennessee is where you go to fly off to war, you see. And you don't know if you're ever coming home. Down, tambourine, yay! Like, oh, it's some dark stuff, man.
Yeah, yeah, and also because it's such like the first single, and it's the one everybody knows. It's hard to gauge the song. You know what I mean? Because I've heard it so many times, and it's like, oh yeah, Last Train to Clarksville. But when you remember first hearing, like, that riff is a wicked riff. You know what I mean? Yes. And it draws you right in right away, and off you go to war, I guess.
It's a killer Louis Shelton riff. We talked about him a bit last episode, but this obviously was his first major contribution to the Monkees project. And yeah, like in Mickey's book, I'm a Believer, he talks about him and Davy being in the car, and this comes on the radio, and they're just like, it's us.
Yeah.
It's our song. Just amazing how it was all coming together.
I just think it's like that scene in That Thing You Do where they first hear their song on the radio and just go kazoo over it and just running around screaming.
I am Spartacus.
So now we'll hit up number 56, a great little number, She Hangs Out.
Do the run and run, they do the run, run. She hangs out. She hangs out. Well, she hangs out. Hangs out. Oh, every night. Every night.
Oh, yeah. Do they run, they run.
It's a cool guitar organ jam, and the performance in the Rainbow Room is great to watch. It's awesome. It must have been shot early in the day because they're all really into it still.
Yes.
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun, as much fun as Mike had at the time. And yeah, great chorus, great bridge, great song.
For real. And this is Ellie Goulding and Jeff Barry number. But a version of it dates back to the Kirshner single that he put together without the approval of the band. I think he snuck Davy off to New York, and they did a version of this. And it was the beginning of the end for Mr. Kirshner with the Monkees project.
Yeah, true enough. And then, you know, it all worked out for everybody, I think, in that case.
More or less.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a big difference. I think the early version is on the box set that we got, but the later one is more polished. Davy's a bit more confident. He sounds like a little kid in the first one, and he was.
Yeah, true.
So it's just the later one is a bit more confident, more horns, and just a fun tune.
Yeah, I don't have any siblings, but I bet the feeling you'd get in the cockles of your heart when Davy Jones says, "How old did you say your sister was?" You're like, "Oh, Jesus, come on, man." Don't do this.
How old you say your sister was?
You know, you better keep an eye on her. Yeah, I better keep an eye on you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guy asking, "How old's your sister?" You should keep an eye on her. It's like, bro, how about you keep some eyes off her? Just look that way, little Englishman. Get out of here.
No joke, man. No joke.
So now we'll get away from that uncomfortable subject and zoom up to number 55 here with another classic, A Little Bit Me, A Little Bit You.
Girl, I don't wanna fight. I'm a little bit wrong. You're a little bit right. I say, girl, you know that it's true. It's a little bit me. It's a little bit you, too.
Man, these tunes are really getting good.
They are. And for me, this song, I can never remember what album it's on because it's on the Greatest Hits album.
Yes,
and I just
it was a
connect
single.
it with that so much that that's the album it's on. It's the Greatest Hits song.
Yes. And coincidentally enough, you know what number it made it to? 2.
Did it. That's awesome.
I wonder if Davey thought about that every time he put up the number 2 when he sings the song. Number 2, baby.
Yeah. And it has one of the greatest and most understandable lines in anything is, not sure what I said wrong, but girl, I apologize. Just taking no credit for what he did wrong at all. He's just like, I don't know but I'm sorry about it. Like learning nothing, David.
But the other line is, I'm a little bit wrong and you're a little bit right.
Yeah.
So maybe
he knows what he did. He knows.
For sure. And this was among the songs. Like we would hear this on Oldies 104.
Yep.
Like when you say, oh, cool, it's the Monkees. Like there was this, Stepping Stone, The Believers, Clarksville. And like sometimes there'd be like something like this, like obviously not a deeper cut if it's the number 2 song, but like you wouldn't think they go this far into the Monkees stuff.
Yeah, it's true. It just has that cool acoustic guitar, that jung, 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 jung. It's like, yes, here we go.
That Neil Diamond touch, folks.
Definitely. Yeah, you can see the song has a swagger to it that you don't really think about till you really listen to it. And it is kind of like, ooh, okay, it's a little sexy, this song here.
And the na-na-nas going into the chorus is just fun.
Yeah.
And they harmonize and it just sounds so cool. And it's a good tune, man.
Yeah, it is. It's a really good tune. And number 55 should be higher.
Like that song.
Yeah. Now number 54, we've got Someday Man.
I was born a someday man of a baby child. I was born a someday man, I was always wild. Tomorrow's a new day, baby. Anything can happen at all.
It almost sounds like a superhero that doesn't care that much. Like
Someday, man.
I was gonna do
procrastinator.
I was gonna do a stop motion thing about Whatever Man, and whenever you tell like, man, my baby's in the fire, but it's like, no, whatever, man. Just like the most slackery superhero in the world. Whatever, man.
Hilarious.
And his trusty sidekick, Someday Man. Like, dude, you gotta take out the garbage. Oh, someday, man. But I don't think that's what this song is about.
Fantastic.
But it is a fantastic Davy song.
Yes. And it's written by Paul Williams, who you might know from Daft Punk or The Muppet Show. And it's also the title track to Paul Williams' own album. And for the Monkees version is on a double A side with a listen to the band. We were touching on a lot of solid pieces of vinyl today.
Heck yeah. And this song is cool because the verse just like scoots along. And then when it gets to the chorus, it does that pullback. It's almost like you feel the song lurch back as Davy launches into it.
So he starts strutting across the stage.
Yeah, exactly. I like Someday Man.
It is. And the boys did not play this song in any capacity between 69 and 2011.
Really?
And they played it probably on Davy's last tour.
Well, that's something. Huh. It'd be a great song to see live.
For real.
Indeed.
Well, not anymore.
No, not anymore. It'd be weird. So it brings us now to number 53, a classic. And if it was going alphabetical, this would be last. It is Zor and Zam.
The king of Sor, he called for a war, and the king of Sam, he answered. They fashioned their weapons, one upon one, ton upon ton. They called for war at the rise of the sun.
We pulled this back at episode 18, and during that conversation, we invented the jams and jellies concept.
Oh, really? P.O. Box 984-7 right now is the cutoff song between the Jams and the Jellies.
That's awesome.
Pivotal day.
Because I think we envisioned this as kind of being somewhere halfway, probably.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be better than that.
I'd say, yeah, it's more jam than jelly, definitely. Maybe not jam like you put it on and you're rocking out hard, but it's a great song. When the horns kick in at the end, those descending horns.
They met on the battlefield, banner in hand. They looked out across the vacant land. And
Like, you can't help but get stoked. Like, man, if I'm driving, my foot gets a little heavy, I think, at that point. I'm just like, yeah, here we go.
Right on.
Because it's just an awesome thing.
Yeah, and it's one of a handful of capital M message songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The gave a war and nobody came. Like, the common folk said no, you know?
No, it's great. And how it builds. It starts off so quiet and ends so big. And then that piano, doom. It's like, holy cow. It's a great song. Great, well put together tune.
For real. Another one from Birds and the Bees and the Monkees today. Which, some of these mid-double digits ones really showing us why we like Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees so much, which I had not pegged as one of our favorite albums, but it definitely turned out to be.
Yeah, it did. I wouldn't have thought that as well, but it's got some just rippers on it. It's a great album.
Mm-hmm.
Great. So now that takes us down here to number 52 with a good Mike Nesmith number. We got some Salesman.
salesman, where you gonna go sell all of your goods today? Salesman, gonna walk along the street, see friends along the way. A salesman with your wooden cart that you push along while you walk. A salesman got a little dog whose tail wags when you're gone. You always wear a smile, even though you gotta walk 10 miles.
Oh, yeah.
Great tune to open up Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones. I think it's definitely feels like a nod to Taxman opening Revolver.
Ooh. As opposed to the other nod to Revolver with the frantic counting at the start of Headquarters.
Exactly, yeah.
Bottom line, the boys love the Beatles.
Who didn't?
Particularly Revolver.
Who doesn't?
I'm with you. And my favorite version of Salesman is the one that's on the box set we keep talking about because it's got that lengthy Mike speech at the end where he's doing like a spiel.
Yeah.
No, well, I tried the one that you put it in and you have to do it manually. But I like the one that you just plug it in and it does it all by itself. Real long strand and you cut them up.
It's so Nesmith. When you hear him talking and just making stuff up, it's just like, yep, it's oozing Nez.
Yes. And there's definitely a drug subtext. I don't even know if it's sub enough to be a subtext.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, it's there the whole time.
Yeah. It's peppy and radical. So here we are, number 51, with a little jam from the 90s. We got Admiral Mike.
You selling rats, you stupid twit, with a naked lunches on your knife. The homicides are suicides because you're only selling rats.
Oh, yeah.
First off, great video. If you go to the Podcast Valley Sunday, you can check out the Randomatic Countdown. Go to Admiral Mike and you can see the official video. And one of the things is Mickey's wearing a Spinal Tap shirt, which I think is a pretty clever nod there. And it's
That's wicked.
Davy's acting like a diva, like actually acting. He's not just being a diva; he's acting like one. And it's all great. And it definitely has a sound from the '90s, like a bar chord, distorted, toony sound.
Yes.
And the lyrics just about like bitching about stuff.
Yeah.
That's what
It's written by Mike and sung by Mickey.
Yeah.
And Mike's upset about you say you're only selling ads. It just sort of like railing against the advertising industry, I guess, or just how
Something.
he's expected to create product or something.
He's-
And it's titled Admiral Mike, which isn't mentioned in the song, but it's probably a description of what mode Mike is in when he's like in charge.
Oh, great. Here
Maybe he
comes
was Admiral Mike during these sessions. Yep, there he is.
For real.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, we hadn't talked about our Randomatic Countdown video list too much on this episode, but I will say there was that cool video of Moonfire that some fan put together.
Yeah.
That we got on the countdown. It's pretty trippy. It kind of really fits the tune.
Yeah, it is cool. It's cool. And with this song, it's one of the highlights from Justice, I think.
Yes.
At least for me or whatever. But it's weird. It's like they forgot to add a guitar solo. Because in the middle, they just play like the verse over with nothing there. And it's like, well, put a guitar solo in this part. Like, what the heck?
Yeah. Maybe this is what Mike was talking about when he said they should have had more time with the tunes.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we just could have finished the songs a little more. And
Yeah, for real.
and with this appearance of Admiral Mike on the countdown, that's a countdown wrap on the old Justice album, folks.
Ooh. Yeah, it makes sense. And that's why it feels like my favorite song off Justice, because it plays the highest. Just
There you have
barely
it. That's
didn't
our
crack
first
the top 50.
completed album on the countdown, I believe.
Yep, I think so. So there you go.
Take that, Poolet.
Shocking. Shocking. I don't even know what could be above midnight, for God's sake. But,
Well, you're about to find out next time
yep.
on Podcast Valley Sunday.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's a good show. We're really getting into them now. This has really gotten to be a lot of fun.
For real. It was fun all along.
Oh,
But it's
yeah.
fun for different reasons.
Exactly. It's like I look forward to hearing these songs rather than saying, "What song is that again?" and then listening to like, "Oh yeah, I guess I've heard this twice."
Oh, that one.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if anyone out there you feel these songs should be in different order, let us know. We love hearing from you guys. It's always fun.
Yes.
And yeah, we will be back.
Love hearing how wrong we are about things.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I ever hear anyway. So it's nice to hear from people not saying it right to my face. But no, we have a little special coming up for you next week. We'll only say that much about it.
We'll take a little breather before the top 50.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's going to get crazy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. So from me, Paco,
And me, Jeff.
have yourselves a Monkees little evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.